Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. We are doing California EDD, rental assistance, Golden State stimulus. What else? Anything California live Q&A tonight. I am going to go ahead and get right into the questions. I am anticipating that these live streams are going to start getting a lower amount of people joining them eventually, which hopefully means I can get to more of your questions because usually I do have to skip around. So I'll do as many as I possibly can. All right, I see Alicia up here. My boyfriend is a regular UI claimant. He's certified on 10-4. He was paid for the first week, but he is still pending for the second week. Hard to get through to the EDD. Okay, so if you are still pending for 1 week, did he recently file a new claim and it's 1 week on that brand new claim? If so, then that's going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks. But if that's not the reason why, then if it's pending for over 2 weeks, then you need to call EDD, which you say you can't get through. We have lots of call tips. Michael can drop them in the chat box. There's the 134 trick, which has been working much more frequently for people recently as the call volume has decreased. Or you can use Claimer to call, or you can contact your assembly member instead, and they can talk to the EDD on your behalf for you. Now, if you are stuck in pending and it's not a new claim, it's an old claim, then they should be able to push through a conditional payment for you. And they should have done this already. But because it's a recent certification, conditional payments, you do have to wait up to 2 weeks in pending mode before they will pay you out with a conditional payment. So it could be pending because he needs to do a phone interview, provide some sort of documentation, etc. So if it's pending for over 2 weeks, then call into customer service using the tips. If you can't get through, then contact your assembly member. All right, Paul. Hi, Paul. Any word on the change over to a UI claimant? I certified the first week of September on FedEd extension, and I was told that they would change us over to at a future date. Paul, were you, camera's not focusing, were you awarded a brand new claim and it was deferred? Or were you awarded a brand new claim and it just hasn't been applied yet? If you received a DNCP notice and it has not yet been applied, then I want you to call the EDD. But if you recently reapplied, were granted a new claim and it was just awarded to you, then allow up to 2 weeks for that new claim to be loaded into your UI online account. Now, for those of you that are waiting for a DNCP claim to be applied to your account, some of you may need to call the EDD to have it applied, and they can do that over the phone if it didn't actually get implemented into your account. And some of you, unfortunately, are going to fall into the category that I have created a lot of video content on recently, about individuals who are awarded a deferred new claim. They received the DNCP notice. The EDD said they would defer the claim, and then the EDD unfortunately did not inform them that they did not qualify for that new claim. So if you are DNCP and that has not yet been awarded to you, you need to call EDD and see if either, number one, they're going to apply it to your claim and get them to push it through, or number two, if you didn't work within your benefit year of your prior claim, unfortunately, you do not actually qualify to receive a new claim, even if the EDD issued you an award letter. What the EDD failed to do with those DNCP claims is that they failed to issue the invalid claim notice, letting you know that you don't qualify. So, Paul, I really hope that it's the first scenario for you. I hope that you do qualify, but just in case you're a DNCP claim, make sure that you did work within your last benefit year in order to qualify. Hi, little Rambo. All right, Sam, I don't know what timestamp. Sam, am I able to backdate my PUA claim if it has been over 15 months? Okay, so here's the thing, is that you may be able to, let me close this program. Let me open this program. Hold on, guys. Bear with me for a sec. Okay, now I'm good. You may potentially be able to qualify to backdate your claim. However, the EDD has a restriction that you cannot backdate beyond 15 months. So that means that you cannot receive backdated weeks of unemployment beyond a 15-month stretch. So if you're trying to apply for backdated months all the way back as early as February, no, you would not qualify for that because you have missed that time frame. The EDD does not share this time length anywhere on their website clearly, except for in their reasons for denial of backdating list, which is hard to find. And I found it, I think 2 months back in a document, and I made a video about it. So they could deny you, they will deny you if you're asking for months that are longer than 15 months back, because that is just the duration of time that they will allow you to request. Now, you may also be denied if you do not have significant wages or the same amount of wages in the newly established base period that they're looking at. So if you're applying for a backdate and they shift the start date of your claim further back, they're looking at the number of wages that you have in that period. And if it's not the same, if it doesn't line up, if it's too big of a difference, then they can deny you for that as well. Additionally, they will deny you if you do not have good cause for requesting the backdate late. You can still technically backdate. I had the EDD confirm this for me. The October 6th deadline was the deadline for filing a new PUA claim, not for backdating all of the claims. There's one unemployment channel that keeps saying that, and it's incorrect information. You can still backdate as long as you have good cause and all the other rules are there. I need to drink this tea. And I need to check this. All right. Did that one. Oh, there's a part 2. If your claim was disqualified, are you able to appeal it if it's been under 30 days since you got disqualified? If you were disqualified, can you appeal it? You should be able to appeal any decision that the EDD makes. So anything that's a final decision, and this is what Pershing Square Law told me over a Zoom call that I did with them on video, that any decision that is a final decision by the EDD, you should be able to appeal it. So fill out the notice that was sent to you. If they didn't send you a notice, then you'll want to contact the EDD to start the appeals process. Okay. Did that one. When last did you get back pay? I'm not receiving unemployment. So I did not personally receive, got back pay when I filed in April. I applied in April and I received a few months of unemployment before I was able to get off of it. So that's when I received it. All right, Henry at 6:59. Can I still backdate my claim? And can I still open a new claim since my last claim expired? Yes, you can potentially backdate your claim still if you have good cause and if you qualify. If you filed your application on 12/27 or later, you could potentially backdate as early as 12/6 if you qualify. And if you have good cause for waiting to request the backdate. Additionally, if you filed your application 12/26 or earlier, then you could potentially backdate potentially as early as February 2nd. However, the EDD has a 15-month rule where you cannot backdate for dates prior to 15 months ago. So yes, you can still submit it, but you do need to have good cause at this point for not submitting the backdating requests until now after the program has ended. Second part of your question, can I still open a new claim since my last claim expired? It depends on if you qualify for a new claim. In order to qualify for a new claim within your last claim's benefit year, you must have completed at least $1,300 worth of wages, worth of work, and earned $1,300 worth of wages within 1 quarter within your benefit year. So if you didn't work at all during your last unemployment claim, then no, you would not qualify. But if you did, and if you meet that requirement, then you would be able to file a new regular unemployment claim and qualify for benefits. All right. Hi, Debbie. Good evening, Ginny, and all the followers. Thank you, Debbie. Hi, Michael. Saw the stream tile change. I have noted that for future streams. Yeah, Michael, I went in and I edited it last night. So you guys, Michael is my moderator. You see him in the chat right now. He sets up the streams for me. and he changes them and stuff afterwards. Yes, I did. I changed it because the tags that people are searching for right now are slightly different. Okay, I did that. I did that. Okay, thank you, Jamie. All right, Cuddy Land, undergoing validation process, backdate. Okay, that means that they are validating the request that you submitted. So if you submitted a request to backdate, then they're saying that they are validating that you, number one, qualify, that your claim is eligible, that you're within the correct date parameters, that you're not beyond that 15-month stretch, and that you have good cause for backdating. So they're validating all of the things about your claim, and they will get back to you. The process takes anywhere from a few weeks to a couple of months. And unfortunately, there is no set deadline at which they would complete the process. It's kind of just whenever they're done, they're done. And I know that's really hard to plan on. All right, Maria at 7:02. Any updates on the PUA proof of self-employment requirement? There's not going to be any updates. It's just if you are required to show that documentation, then you send in the documentation. So Maria, I'm not quite sure what your exact question is. Maybe you want to ask something a little more specific in the chat, and I'll see those details down below. All right, Trooper at 7:02. Had an interview. They never called, and then they denied me. What can I do? I'm really sorry to hear that. Okay, so if you had an EDD interview scheduled and they did not call you, then I would contact your assembly member right away. Michael can drop the link on how to locate and contact your assembly member. Contact them right away. I would take screenshots of your call log in your phone to show just documentation when you email your assembly member that you didn't have a call come through. And then I would let them know what's going on, and then they can act as a liaison between you and the EDD and hope to mitigate that problem there. Okay, what about, okay, I already did that one. Okay, I'm at 7:03. I got a notice from the EDD and submitted a new certified week for 3 weeks and got paid recently after the September 4th deadline. Okay, yeah, so if there's still regular unemployment claims are still going on. So if you're certifying for a regular unemployment claim, then yes, those are going to continue after September 4th because those are always available in the state of California if you qualify. Additionally, if you're certifying for backdated weeks, you're certifying for PUA, PEUC, or UI or Fed Ed, anything before their end dates will still be paid out to you. So if you're certifying for retroactive weeks, then those will qualify for payment as well. Okay, hello. All right, GD Bailey at 7:03. Do people who received unemployment qualify for the Golden State stimulus? Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you a screenshot of this. I already have it pulled up. Okay. All right, check if you qualify for Golden State Stimulus 2. Number one, you must have filed your 2020 taxes by October 15th. That's this Friday, you guys. So make sure you do that if you're late on filing your taxes because you won't qualify. Next, you have to have an AGI, a California Adjusted Gross Income, in the amount of $1 to $75,000. It's the same if you're single or if you're married filing jointly. 75,000 cap. Next, it states right here, let me highlight it for you. Have wages $0 to $75,000. This is new as of maybe 2 or 3 months ago. A couple months ago, they added this in here. This didn't used to be here. It used to only say AGI $1 to $75,000. It never specified $0 in wages before. So I think, I'm not saying for sure, because then you will blame it on me. This seems to say that as long as your AGI is $1 to $75,000, your wages, meaning money that you earned from work, can be $0 up to $75,000. So there's also the additional requirement that you had to be a California resident for over half the year in 2020. What is this hand gesture doing today? And you have to also be a California resident at the time in which the payment is disbursed. So I do believe that based on those changes that were made a couple months ago, I think that you qualify as long as you receive that $1 AGI to $75,000. So check your AGI, but wages can now be 0. So a lot more people seem as if they will qualify. Okay. Terry Cole at 7:03. Filed my taxes in May. Still haven't gotten my taxes yet. Will there be a 4th round of checks? No, I would not anticipate. I can't say for sure. And I'm not going to guess one way or the other, but currently there is no 4th stimulus check. California has Golden State stimulus, which we just talked about. And so that technically could be counted like that. But in terms of a federal stimulus, what you're seeing in terms of headlines that are saying 4th stimulus are clickbait. If you're watching channels on YouTube that are titling their videos 4th stimulus update, please unsubscribe from the channel. They are preying on people that are desperate for income and trying to get views that way. And they've been creating that content constantly. The 4th stimulus check updates that you're seeing in the news and on YouTube are surrounding the infrastructure bill, which is a variety of different programs. Some of those will stimulate the economy, but none of them are actually expanded unemployment benefits for the pandemic, nor is it an additional stimulus check. Sorry, I went on a rant there. That topic makes me angry because these channels are still producing this content called 4th stimulus check. And it really bothers me. All right, Valerie, if our PUA was over in September, are there any programs that we can apply for? Okay, so there's no unemployment extensions and no pandemic unemployment for you right now, unless during your last benefit year, you did earn employee wages in the amount of $1,300 or more during 1 quarter. Most likely you didn't if you were collecting unemployment benefits, but some of you may qualify for that. And if so, then you would file a new regular unemployment claim. But for the rest of you that have no benefits available to you, you would next need to apply for a rental assistance through Housing is Key. And I'm going to go back in here. So you can apply for rental assistance here. You can receive up to 100% of any back owed rent, as well as future rent payments and utilities. So if you are struggling, if you have accrued credit card debt, if you have no current income right now, you're trying to find a job, but you know that you're not going to be able to pay your bills, apply for rental aid right now. I just did a really long Zoom Q&A with one of the directors of the program. Watch that. And they apply for that, apply for CalFresh. If you have a home and you own a home, mortgage assistance is coming, but it's not ready yet. All right, hold on. All right, Debbie Hall, catch some on photography and wedding scene. I will for 1 minute because last stream I denied you, Debbie. I'm shooting weddings. Yes, I'm a wedding photographer. Weddings are back this season, shooting weddings. In addition to doing YouTube close to full time, I'm shooting weddings, trained new staff to help me with weddings. So there's a lot going on there. I have my last one coming up in about 2 weeks, but then I still have lots of work surrounding them all the way through winter. All right. Hi, Jen. Gemma Michael. Michelle? Something similar to that at 7:04. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm still at 7:04. To whom it may concern, the best time to call is at 8:03 a.m. Yes, early morning is a good time to call. Glad you're getting through. Johnny at 7:04. Thank you. All right, Jenny at 7:04, waiting for back pay, backdate reply. All you can do is wait. Make sure it was submitted properly. Screenshot it so that you have it on record what date you submitted it and that it did go through. It can take anywhere from a few weeks up to a few months. Unfortunately, there's no way to rush it through. You can call into customer service and check up on it if you want, but in most cases, they aren't able to help you do anything faster. All right, Iris at 7:04. I received a message yesterday from EDD on my backdating. that I submitted over a month ago. It says, per review of your records, your claim is currently undergoing a validation process. Yes, they are validating your info, checking to make sure that you qualify for that backdate. So next you are just waiting. Okay, I already answered your question. All right, Dr. Richmond, Housing is Key Rent Relief Program is taking forever to process my application. Is there a deadline for them to finally process the application? There's a lot of delays with that. Michael, can you link, just grab it from my page. Michael's gonna drop the link for my Housing is Key Zoom interview that I did with one of the higher ups there. It's helpful information. There's a lot of information in that video that answers a lot of specific questions and some guidance in there. But yeah, unfortunately, it's extremely delayed. I have subscribers that have been waiting since April. They acknowledge that it's slow and that it's a flawed program. And they're trying to help people, but it's very delayed and it's very frustrating for you guys. I understand. So if you are stuck, what status are you seeing, Dr. Richmond, in your status on Housing is Key? If it's saying pending landlord approval, they have to contact your landlord in accordance with federal regulation up to three times. They have to make 3 attempts to contact your landlord and see if your landlord is willing to participate in the program. That is a big delay for many people that they're seeing right now, because if the landlord does not want to participate, then they will stall it. Give them about a week to reply before they contact them again. And it causes a really big delay because they do that 3 times because they have to. So if it's anything other than that, then you can call in the Housing is Key phone number and try asking them if they can escalate it to a supervisor, to get a supervisor to call you back to see if they're able to help you move things along. Some people have luck with that, others don't. Okay, Tech Ninja 707. I thought it goes back up to 18 months on a standard claim with the last 3 months skipped. Okay, so here's the thing, Tech Ninja, is that EDD will look back at and establish a base period, a 12-month period where they look at your wages and they determine your claim, if you're eligible, and they determine your weekly benefit award amount, and that is a 12-month period. They typically can look back as far as 18 months. However, what they do not post clearly, and what I have been creating video after video about on my channel, is a big problem, that claims that are a subsequent claim following a prior claim, so you had a claim last year, you're applying for a new claim because it expired, must have $1,300 or more within 1 quarter in your last benefit year. There are 2 places that this is shown on the EDD's website, and it's hard to find. And the EDD continues to post on their Twitter, on their benefit year end page, and other places the 18-month rule. But the 12-month rule requires that you have those earnings in a subsequent claim occur in the last benefit year. So that's the difference there. And it is a big problem because they're not making that very known. And they're not sending the proper notices denying those claims. They're simply not paying them. And then when you call in, they're telling you you don't qualify. All right. Sound you to sleep at 707. Am I able to get backdate if I was overpaid? If you're overpaid, they're going to be recollecting those payments from you. So essentially, if you're paying an overpayment, even if you qualify for a backdate, it's all going to go into that overpayment. So I can't say for sure if they will approve that, but you're still going to have to pay off that overpayment penalty regardless. All right, Carolina at 707. I'll be pending for 14 weeks this Sunday. Still waiting on the phone interview. I've been waiting for a phone interview for 4 months. I know I called and they just tell me I have to wait. Okay, so if you are still stuck in pending and you're waiting on a phone interview, they should have processed a conditional payment while you wait for that interview. If you're pending longer than 2 weeks, which you most definitely are, and it is not a brand new claim, you have received a payout previously. So as long as you qualify for those 2 requirements, then you would qualify to receive those pendings pushed to paid while you wait for the phone interview, which is going to take forever to schedule. But the EDD skipped over their deadline for paying out those conditional payments. The class action settlement agreement specified a deadline of September 30th for them to push those payments over to paid. But the EDD surpassed that deadline, and they unfortunately won't acknowledge it with me. I've asked them about it. They won't say anything. I've asked Workers' Rights, who filed the class action settlement, and she can't tell me anything. She said she'll let me know as soon as she's able to comment, but they're working something out with the court system right now. So what do? You need to contact your assembly member and tell them that you are having trouble with pending certifications, and they, in most cases, will be able to talk to the EDD on your behalf and eventually result in getting those pushed to paid. So Michael can drop the link on how to contact your assembly member. All right, Zinzin Zhao at 7:08. My PUA stopped. I'm an independent contractor, have not made a dime yet. Can I reapply for PUA again? No, unfortunately, PUA has come to a close. PUA as a program nationwide ended September 6th. And our last payable week was claim week ending September 4th. PUA no longer exists. So the only way that you would be able to qualify for additional unemployment benefits would be if in the last year, your benefit year, you earned $1,300 in wages within one quarter, which you have not because you are an independent contractor. So unfortunately, you do not qualify. Seek out rental relief, CalFresh, and other benefits. All right, Tony. Interview with housing HQ was helpful. I'm glad to hear that. Some questions still need to be asked, but ground was covered. I'm glad that that was helpful. Yes, there's still a lot of questions surrounding that program. I know that many of you are suffering the extremely long wait time going through that. So I'm sorry to hear it's taking so long. All right, Stein at 7:09. After I drink this tea. Hello, I filed a yearly claim and was fed ed. After the last 1 week, certified that was tried to file. Let me start again. Hello, I filed a new yearly claim and was fed ed. And after the last 1 week certified, that was it. Tried to file again. Okay. Yeah. So if you already filed a new claim and you used up all your benefits, you tried to file again, you didn't qualify, then unfortunately you've reached the end of your benefits. All right, 7:09. A benefit year is good until December. My balance is exhausted. 5/22/21, a tier 2 rep submitted a PEUX for me in June. It is now October and still nothing to certify. How much longer will it take? Okay, so if your benefit year is good until December, but your balance exhausted back in May, that should have already come through for you. Do not sit and wait anymore. Contact your assembly member, and Michael can drop the link on how to do that. All right, Hunter at 7:10. I was PEUC Tier 2. Claim ended back in June. I qualified for another UI. However, they haven't switched me over to the new UI. Should I contact my assembly member? So if you qualified for another claim and they haven't switched you over yet, start by contacting the EDD and see if you can get through there. The call volumes are going down. Use the tricks that Michael can share in the chat box. Try the 134 trick. If you want to try Claimer, you can do that. If you can't get through, then contact your assembly member, but try contacting the EDD on your own first. Okay, at 7:11, my claim has expired, but I still have a balance of $21,000. My effective date is 12/6/2020. Which date can I backdate it to, please? Were you unemployed earlier than your claim start date? If yes, then you may qualify to backdate. But if no, then you don't qualify to backdate. Let's see, claim effect. I need to know your application date. If you applied 12/27 or later, the earliest you can backdate to is 12/6, which you already are. Yeah. If you applied 12/26 or earlier, filed your application 12/26 or earlier, then you can potentially backdate. The rule is as early as February 2nd, but there is a 15-month limit. You cannot backdate any earlier than 15 months back from the start of your, from the current date. So you have to count back your own months. You also need to check and see if you actually qualify for backdating and if you have good cause for delaying your backdating request. So there's a lot there. So Go to askedd.edd.ca.gov. Fill it out to the best of your ability if you think you qualify, and then they'll respond. If it is denied, then resubmit it with a date that is a little bit closer, and you can keep trying again if it's not approved and you believe you are entitled. All right, Sam at 7-Eleven. My pending payments went to paid 2 weeks ago after waiting almost a year. What if you were disqualified for the last year, so you weren't able to backdate your claim? Okay, so if you were pending, you wouldn't have been disqualified. It would have been a pending status, not disqualified. In that case, then you still should have been able to request a backdate. But if you weren't backdated and you think that you qualify, then submit it now. And when they ask what the reason is for why you did not submit it, then you can let them know that you were not aware that you were able to do so, and see if it goes through. All right. Okay. I'm gonna read this negative comment because I pulled it up. My moderator probably already deleted it. Kendra says, these are all just a waste of time. There will never be any more assistance. Rent help is not happening, and EDD is a mess. So last month, on my video and on Shelly's Millions video, I think it was the AOC proposal video. Shelly and I were both very realistic about it. We shared what it was. We said, please manage your expectations. We're sharing this information, but it may not go through. Kendra, I remember you. You chimed in and you told me and Shelly that it definitely was going to be extended and that we should watch some other channel. So I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, Ralph at 7-12. I backdated my claim to February 2nd. Still haven't got my back pay. Okay. So what was their reply to you? When you submit the request, it can take anywhere from a few weeks up to a few months. So unfortunately, there's no exact deadline for when they're going to get back to you. So as long as you're sure that you submitted it properly, then continue to wait. You can follow up with the EDD or with your assembly member, but in most cases, they're not able to speed along or help in any way. So I would just continue to wait. All right. There has been no info since July about the $10,200 tax refund. Seems like millions of people have still not been refunded. Any updates? I don't have updates on that one. So I've been checking the IRS's website several times a week. There's no updates on that, unfortunately. I have a way where you can pull your transcript from the IRS. You can check and see if it's coming, but they only update that transcript about a week before they pay it out. And then they put a date on there. And it's kind of a sneaky way where you can see if it's coming. So you'll have to go look up that video on my channel homepage. If you search for $10,200 on my channel homepage, it's in one of those videos. And you can see the method on how to pull your transcript. But that only gives you so much information if they're going to be paying it out soon. So is there an update? No, I don't have an update on that. I'm very sorry. The IRS is a big mess. Many people are waiting for refunds. If I'm able to find more information, then I will let you know. Okay, Tech Ninja at 7-13. So if I become unemployed in February 2022 and my last claim ended in April 2021, will I still be eligible for a standard claim as a W-2 employee? Okay, so if you became unemployed in February 2022 and your last claim ended in April, in order to qualify, you must have had, I'm going to repeat it again, the $1,300 within your last benefit year. So whatever the start date of your last benefit year is, you have to have earned $1,300 in 1 quarter in that benefit year in order to qualify. Okay, Jamie at 7-14. Do you know if anyone is getting back payments of just the extra monies? Because they are telling me my claim is exhausted of money. Jamie, I don't quite understand your question. Just the extra monies. I don't know. But if you qualify for backdating, you would need to have a claim balance. You can't have additional funds added into your claim to backdate a claim because that essentially would be extension money and all the extensions have ended. So if you qualify for backdating and it's during a period where there was an extension that you didn't use up, then you would essentially receive those funds added in. But that gets complicated because most of you have already had all of those funds already applied to your account by now. So no, if you don't have a balance, then you would not, in most cases, qualify. All right, Martin at 714. Apply to new regular employment, qualified and certify, but still pending a month and a half. Okay, so if it's a brand new claim, then you are going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks, unfortunately. Now, you've been pending a month and a half. The first 3 weeks, they are performing additional fraud checks that you can't get out of on a new claim, and you will not be paid out during that point in time. They send it out to a third-party company. It's called UISD review, and you can't speed it up. But once they do allow you to certify, because you said you certified, then it should be pending for only a few days, and then it should say paid. So if you're pending for over 2 weeks, contact your assembly member. All right. Let's see, Ralph at 716. I have 2 pending payments still, and I messaged EDD and asked them about getting pushed through as conditional payments. And they said to call customer service without giving a number. Okay, so let's see. You ask, you just need the customer service number? It's on the EDD's website. I have lots of videos about it. There it is. There it is on the screen for you. It's right there. I'm not going to read it. And then here are the other ones. Okay. You can try all the different language lines and see if you get through. I'm going to remove this now. And I'm going to go back over here to the comments. Okay. I did that one. I did that one. Okay, Judy at 718. Do we declare our wages net or gross? Okay, if you are earning wages, you're an employee earning wages, then it is based off of your gross earnings, just as the application is. And if you're self-employed, it's based off of your net earnings, just as the application is. So it's kept consistent there. Okay. Scrolling back up here, I am at the 724 timestamp. I am on unemployment and was cut off in September. I was just put on an extension, but am not able to collect it. Is there anyone I can talk to about this? You can talk to the EDD customer service line, but unfortunately, they're going to tell you that all extensions have come to an end. PEUC, Fed Ed, PUA, $300 boost have all come to an end. Most likely you were just put onto a Fed Ed extension because for many claimants, when PEUC ended, there was still 1 remaining week available to collect a Fed Ed. When the EDD applied that extension, they sent out a template letter to everyone. They did not change the amount of weeks awarded in that letter. And unfortunately, they sent out a letter and awarded you a balance for the potential full extent of that extension, but it has expired. So you cannot collect that balance. You cannot collect any additional extensions. If you want to talk to someone about it, you can call EDD, but they will not be able to change anything about it, unfortunately. Hi, Scotty. Scotty says, got my Golden State, can't say it, you guys. Golden State Stimulus 2 in the mail, even when I filed my taxes online and got my refund through direct deposit. They messed those up, yes. And there were a couple news stories on just basically the IRS acknowledging that they messed up some of those payments. I did not report on that because you guys already know they messed up. It's unfortunate, but I'm glad you got it. All right, Diamond Pikachu at 725. Hi, Ginny. I filed my EDD taxes return on 3/26, and I still haven't received Golden State stimulus. Yet do I still eligible for that income under $75,000? Okay, so if you filed your taxes 3/26, if you were trying to qualify during the first round of Golden State stimulus, then you would have had to have claimed a California EITC, a California Earned Income Tax Credit. You had to claim it in order to receive the Golden State stimulus back in the first round. Now, Golden State Stimulus 2 is not a second payment. So if you received that first one, then you're not going to receive the second one. But if you didn't receive it the first time around, then yes, you would now qualify, provided a few other factors, to receive the Golden State Stimulus 2. Golden State Stimulus 2 is automatic. You do not have to claim a California Earned Income Tax Credit. You just have to make sure that you filed your taxes. Now, you have income. AGI must be $1 to $75,000, wages $0 to $75,000. You must live in California for half of 2020, and you must be living in California at the time that the payment is dispersed. Give me a minute. All right. Let's see. So, oh my goodness, so many people waiting for backdates. Are they waiting for the gap between two claims after your benefit year ends? People are waiting. Lots of people are waiting for backdating their claims because PUA is no longer accepted as a new claim. Their benefits ended. They realized that they had balance that maybe they did qualify to receive, and so they want to make sure that they do claim it. So yes, lots of people are backdating right now. Okay, Gavin at 726. I have a remaining claim balance of $20,000. I have already received my back pay and was wondering if I will ever be able to receive the rest of the claim balance. No, unfortunately, you cannot. That money will go back to the federal government. You can't call EDD and ask for it because the programs have ended, and the programs were created and designed to pay you out on a weekly basis, weekly certifications and biweekly payments. So no, you cannot claim that balance, unfortunately. Okay. Gregory at 727. I called EDD today. They put my weeks on for me to certify, and I did. But when I look, it says not paid. Okay, so if they put weeks there for you to certify and it says not paid, something is wrong. Either that claim expired, so maybe your benefit year expired. Maybe you needed to do a phone interview and you missed it, and so you didn't qualify. Something is wrong, so you need to call back in, unfortunately, and see why they weren't paid so that you can then fix the problem, hopefully. If you can't get through, then contact your assembly member. All right, 727, Tran. I reapplied for EDD in March 2021. I do not have any more UI balance since September. Would I qualify for DNCP? DNCP is not a new benefit program that you qualify for. DNCP means that you qualified for a new regular unemployment claim and PEUC extension was still going on, and the new claim was for a lesser amount. So they set the new claim aside, let you continue to collect PEUC, and then when PEUC ended, then they apply your new claim. So DNCP is not a new program that you would qualify and apply for, no. So unfortunately not. How do you find out if you're eligible? Being eligible would just mean that you qualify for a new claim. So do you qualify for a new claim? You must have reached the end of your benefit year. You must have earned $1,300 of income within the last benefit year of your old claim within 1 quarter. Okay, Ricky at 727. Your fund with approved on my rent relief application. I don't know what that means. However, it says landlord pending assignment for over a week now. Should I apply for October and November or wait? Okay, so if it's waiting on something from your landlord, your pending assignment, they're assigning something with your landlord. I don't know if they're assigning a caseworker or if they're awaiting some other documentation from your landlord. If you are able to apply for October and November, if you've received a notification that that's available to you, then yes, I would put that through and apply. All right. Hello, Pamela. Scrolling down. All right, Elena at 732. I have a balance of $5,000 in my account. My benefits have ended since I started 520. Started a temp job. Will I qualify again when it ends? Okay, you have a balance of $5,000. Since I started, you started on 520 and you started a temp job. When your temp job ends, if you're on regular UI, regular unemployment benefits, and you still have a balance and you're still within your benefit year, then yes, you can continue to certify after that temp job ends. But if you were collecting on PEUC, PUA, Fed Ed, then those programs have ended and you would not be able to certify and collect under those programs. Can you back pay twice? I did it to February, but trying to do it to December. If you qualify, if you were unemployed at that time and you qualified for benefits, if it does not change your base period earnings too much so that it would put you in an overpayment status, and if that is not further back than 15 months back, then yes, you potentially could be approved. Okay, Austin. Hi, Austin. Let's see. For those in a pinch, check the state controller's unclaimed properties. Yes, I have a video on that. If you look on my channel homepage, I don't remember what it's called. Search for money. Search for money, and I'm like holding money in it. I show you how to do that. And a lot of my viewers found 10 bucks, 20 bucks. Someone found 35 cents, but I had a couple people that found a few $100s, which is unclaimed money that basically if you ever had like leftover interest or unclaimed refunds from companies, things like that, then you can claim them. Okay, Kimberly. I'm still waiting for Bank of America to pay back the money that was stolen from me, $6,500, and they only gave me $400. I'm really sorry to hear that. Bank of America was a big, big mess with the cards that were frozen. I would contact your assembly member and I would see if they're able to help you with that. And Michael can drop the link. All right. What other programs can I receive EDD funding? There are no other programs that will pay you out EDD funds other than the EDD. They handle all the unemployment benefits in the state of California. You can, however, apply to rental assistance if you qualify for that through housing.ca.gov. Is it gov? It is gov. Housing.ca.gov. You can apply for CalFresh. And if you have a mortgage assistance is coming, but it is not yet ready. All right, did that one. All right, Jose at 736. If I quit my job, can I still qualify for unemployment? You must have lost your employment due to no fault of your own. So no, if you quit in most cases, then you would not qualify unless it was for some sort of reason that was due to no fault of your own. All right, Sherry at 747. I applied for Housing is Key 3 weeks ago and I haven't heard a word back from myself. Yes, they are taking several months in order to process the applications, unfortunately. So you're not alone in that. It does take a long time. All right, Anu at 747. Filed a new claim after PEUC ended. Now phone interview is pending eligibility. No interview scheduled, but says to check back in 2 weeks to certify. Okay, then check back in 2 weeks to certify. That's good. All right, Mary, for new claims after October 6th, if you qualify for UI, but we're out of work, could you still backdate it? New claims after October 6th, if you qualify, if you have good cause for why you didn't file in a timely manner or early enough to include those weeks, if you have good cause, then yes, you could potentially qualify for earlier weeks. So fill out the application on askedd.edd.ca.gov and see if you qualify. Okay, Jamie at 747. I have exhausted my claim balance, but I still haven't been paid for 8 weeks at the very beginning of my claim. So if I heard correctly, they're not going to give me the extra $600 per week. Okay, you exhausted your balance. You haven't been paid for 8 weeks at the very beginning. If you are backdating back to a period of time that contained that $600 boost and you qualify for that backdating time period, then yes, you would include that $600 during that time period. If you don't qualify for weeks that early back because the 15-month rule, then no, you would not qualify. So it depends on your claim. Now I skipped ahead a little too far, so I'm going to go back up. Okay, I did that one. Brian at 7:37. I was told that it would take up to 18 weeks to get an appointment. What is going on? Yeah, that's been happening for a long time. Interviews, appointment. I think you mean like a phone interview with the EDD. Phone interviews are taking many months in order to schedule, which is why the class action settlement occurred, which required the EDD to push through conditional payments of pending certification. So if you're pending for longer than 2 weeks on a claim where you have previously received a payout before, so it's not a brand new claim, then you would be able to call in to your assembly member and let them know you've been pending for that long. And in most cases, they are able to help work between with you and the EDD and get you pushed from pending to paid. All right, EDD brings out zero balance after I got it. If you were awarded a $0 balance, that means that you did not qualify, that you qualified for $0. The only way to change that decision is going to be to appeal the EDD's determination for you. So you can turn the form over, and on the back there's appeal instructions where you can have a hearing if you believe that you do qualify. So if you believe that you do qualify, then go through the appeals process. All right, Amelia at 7:38. I received the determination letter, and when I try to reopen my claim and apply a new claim, but it said I am not qualified. Okay, so if you received a determination letter, that a determination letter usually means that it's telling you that you don't qualify for a claim. So if you're trying to file a new claim after you have already tried and been denied, then no, you would not be able to file a new claim. Now, if you received a determination letter and you don't understand it, you want to appeal it, then call into customer service and get clarity on that. But usually determination letters are to inform you that you did not qualify. All right, Mr. Gabriel Mora, I can't certify. I received an award letter. I'm eligible for PUA, but there's no certify button. It says to upload income verification. Is that why I can't certify? Okay, there's a couple of things here. Number one, PUA has ended. So PUA after September 4th no longer is payable. So if you're trying to certify for weeks after September 4th, then you will not be able to certify for those. The only weeks that you'll be able to certify are for weeks before September 4th. So maybe you filed a claim and you're trying to certify for retroactive weeks. Now, if it says upload income verification, yes, you need to upload your income verification. They need that documentation from you. Otherwise, they can't pay you out. So make sure you upload it. All right, 7:38. I applied for UI in September. I last worked in October of 2020. They started my claim date the day I filed. I have sent numerous backdate requests and haven't heard back. Okay, so if you applied in September, it's now only October. In many cases, people will submit the backdating request, and it takes several months for them to hear back from the EDD and have that process actually start moving. So yes, it's normal to not hear back for several weeks to several months. So as long as you have submitted that request properly, which you have, I would not continue to keep submitting it. I would just wait until they get back to you next. Okay, you're very welcome. Okay, let's see, up to 18 weeks to get a phone interview. Yes, it's a very long wait. Make sure you contact your assembly member, let them know how long you've been pending, and they, in most cases, are able to work with the EDD on your behalf and help them to initiate conditional payments for you while you wait for that interview. Okay, I already did this one. Yes, I already did that one. Okay. All right, Brian at 7:40. I have a $20,000 balance and was supposed to have payments until December, but for some reason they took it on themselves to stop paying me the money I earned. Please help me. Okay. If you are PUA, PEUC, Fed Ed, those programs have ended. Despite having a benefit year ending in December, you will not be able to collect payments on those programs because those were created through federal legislation in the stimulus bills, which had a clear end date for the program. So if you were PEUC, PUA, Fed Ed, regardless of balance, you cannot continue to certify, unfortunately. So it sounds like that is what's happening with your claim. Now, if you are regular UI, regular UI, check your program type in UI online. Then you still should be able to collect until your benefit year ends. So your regular UI, your program is still active, then contact the EDD or contact your assembly member. Okay, Alex, 7:41. After Fed Ed ended, I'm gonna edit that. What do we do? Do we make a new claim? Michael, drop the link to that video of the My Claim Ended, What's Next video if you have it handy on your list. I have a video that goes through in extremely excruciatingly boring detail each type of claim and what to do next. Fed Ed ended. So if you qualify for a new claim, you will file a new claim. The only people who will qualify for a new regular unemployment claim are going to be individuals who have earned within the start of their last claim. So within your last claim's benefit year, you must have earned $1,300 in wages during 1 quarter. If you didn't earn any wages at all during your benefit year last time, or if it's not in the amount of $1,300 in 1 quarter, then unfortunately you don't qualify for a new claim. Okay, I applied for that. Haven't heard a word back. It's been 3 weeks. I don't know what you're talking about, which thing you applied for. Nowhere from EDD, been 3 weeks. I was PUA expired. I think you mean PUA, my friend. I don't know what to do. Okay, PUA has expired, yes. PUA has expired. You're not going to be able to certify under a PUA claim. So I'm not sure. You applied for Room Key 3 weeks ago. Okay, I think you're talking about Housing is Key. Yes, they're taking several months to process those applications. So if you applied 3 weeks ago, yes, unfortunately, you're most likely going to be continuing to wait. The one benefit, though, is that once you apply to rental assistance, because your application is still in process, you have not been approved or denied, you haven't received funds, there is a provision in the legislative text regarding evictions that if you are awaiting a decision from Housing is Key, that you are protected from eviction all the way up through March of 2022, as long as your application is still processing. So you do have that one protection in the interim. But if you're waiting and it's been 3 weeks, you guys, for those of you that are waiting on Housing is Key applications, my Housing is Key Zoom video, click on that. And within that video, there is a link to a letter template, a template that you copy, fill in your own information, and send to your landlord. And that letter template is really helpful. I didn't write it. Housing is Key wrote it, but it tells them everything that you should be communicating to your landlord, that you have applied to this program, that the program is going to contact them, that they're going to pay for the rent, that it will go faster and the landlord will receive their money faster if they participate. And it's really helpful to send that to your landlord. So if you're waiting on that program, click over to my channel homepage and watch that video. If Michael is able to post the Zoom Q&A with Housing is Key right now, that would be very helpful. So click on that template and send it to your landlord right now. Okay, the Ennis fan, just saying hi. Hi, I hope you're well. Thank you for dropping in. All right, hello. All right, Sherry, you applied for Housing is Key 3 weeks ago. Yes, go click over to that video, fill out the template, send it to your landlord so that at least you're opening up communication with them about the steps that you're taking to try to get your rent paid, and so that they know that Housing is Key is going to be contacting them, and so that they know that if they comply that they're going to get paid faster, because technically you are protected from eviction through March of 2022 as long as you have that application in with Housing is Key. Okay. Hold on, let me check here. Mr. Gabriel Mora, you're very welcome. Thank you. Sensi, thank you very much. Okay, Debbie says I should remind you guys about the Emergency Broadband Relief Program. Sure. So I have that. There's one video on my channel homepage, and Michael also has the link to this, where it's under my California section, and it says unemployment is ending. How can you get more help? That video goes through rental assistance, mortgage assistance, CalFresh. It also goes through several other programs and websites that have helpful resources. One of those, included in that video, is the emergency broadband program, which can, I don't even remember, I think it saves you $50 a month on your broadband. Debbie, correct me because I know you have info on this. It saves you, I believe, $50 per month on your broadband bill, your internet bill. It can also provide you with some other resources available. So if you're looking for ways to save, that is a good thing to do. It's called the Emergency Broadband Program, and I have a link to it in that video on my channel homepage. Okay. Mary, for a new claim after October 6th, if you qualify for UI, but we're out of work, could you still backdate it? If you qualify for UI, in order to backdate, you must have lost your source of employment before your claim's effective start date. And you must have good cause for any associated delays in requesting that date. So yes, you could potentially backdate it if you qualify. All right, Jamie at 7:47. I've exhausted my claim balance, but I still haven't been paid for 8 weeks at the very beginning of my claim. Okay, Jamie, I already answered that question for you. All right, let's see. I did that one. Debbie Baker. I've been waiting in approved for over 2 months. Okay, I think you're talking about housing is key. If you're approved, from the time that they approve you and the time that they disperse the funds, for those of you that actually have received funds from Housing is Key, I want to hear back from you exactly how long it took, how long you were waiting. Most people are still waiting to have those funds paid out. So yes, unfortunately, it is taking a very long time. Hi, Mickey. Just saying hi. Thank you very much, Mickey. I hope you're doing well. All right, Anna. Anna applied for Housing is Key 3 weeks ago. Just heard from them today. Maybe they'll, okay, I'm glad that you heard from them. I really hope that they are able to pay you out soon. Mr. Gabriel, I skipped you. I'm sorry. Doing the best I can, my friend. All right, Debbie, do you know how long it is taking to get rent relief after approved? I have many subscribers who have been waiting since April and unfortunately still are not paid. When I did that Q&A with the, I forget what her title is, but she's essentially the chief of the program. And she told me that it should take a month, but it is not taking a month because all of the delays, hurdles, things that they have to go through because it's a state and federally run program. So it should take a month, but it is not taking a month. People are having it be several months long where they're waiting for funding. All right, Todd Walters at 7:51. PUA was approved July 2021. Since then, I'm yet to get my EDD card, and I reorder for another card on the 29th last month, and you have not gotten it. Okay, will you ever get it? So if it was approved in July of 2021, the card will not be sent out to you until they issue you a paid status on the claim. So when you certify and then it moves to paid, then the card is dispersed if they're sending you out a new card. If you have had a claim within the last 3 years, then they don't send you out a new card automatically and it goes to that old card. Now, it sounds like you have requested a new card and they can take a few weeks to send out a new card once you request it. So if it doesn't come in 2 weeks, then I would call EDD card, Bank of America EDD card services. Okay, I filed in September. The last day I worked was 10/10. Okay, I already answered your question, my friend. Josie at 7:52. If a tenant has a pending, approved, and eligible for rental assistance, tenant is protected till 3/2022, and no eviction letter should be sent to the tenant. Am I right? Yes. So here's the thing: is that I did that Zoom Q&A with the program representative and who is overseeing the program, and she confirmed for me because I read it in the bill text, but I wanted her to confirm it on her end. She confirmed that if you have applied to rental assistance with the state, that you are protected from eviction going forwards, because eviction protection expired on 9/30, you are protected from eviction through 3/22 because of that additional provision that is written into the eviction moratorium bill. Housing is Key has confirmed that. Now, before eviction moratorium expired through 9/30, there was a requirement that you were required to pay 25% of your back owed rent for a certain time period. But eviction moratorium has now expired. So for months going forward, you cannot be evicted if you have that application in and if the application is processing. All right, SN at 7:52. I haven't worked since March 25th, 2020, since I got laid off due to COVID. My PEC exhausted on September 4th. Back in school now doing medical coding full-time. Am I still eligible for UI? The last time you worked was March 25th, 2020. When did your claim start? And then you got laid off. So March 25th through March 25th of the next year, you must have performed $1,300 in work within 1 quarter of that old benefit year. If you do meet those income requirements, then yes, you do qualify. And if you do not, then you do not. Okay, let's see, I did that one. That one. Jennifer, 7:57. I'm going to do about 5 more minutes of questions, you guys. Not having childcare due to the coronavirus is a good reason to quit your job and apply for unemployment. The pandemic-related reasons no longer qualify. I was reminded of this by Daniela Urban, who is the attorney that runs the Center for Workers' Rights, the organization that filed the class action lawsuit with EDD and resulted in conditional payments. She reminded me very recently on a Zoom that pandemic-related reasons no longer apply. All of the pandemic provisions have expired. So are you going to be able to voluntarily leave your job for a pandemic-related reason and qualify for unemployment? Most likely not. I would like you to confirm that with the EDD yourself, because I don't want to hinder your ability to claim benefits if you need them. But based on the information that I have from the EDD, from a very prominent attorney that's getting changes made with the EDD, no, unfortunately, it seems as if you cannot qualify based on that anymore. All right, how do I file a new claim? It won't let me do ID Me. If you're having ID Me problems, then you're going to go on Twitter. It sounds stupid. You're going to go on Twitter. You're going to send out a tweet to the CEO of ID Me. His name is Blake Hall. Look him up on Twitter. You will see in his bio, it'll say ID Me. Tell them you're having problems, and then their customer support staff will reach out to you, and they will help you. Okay, I already did that one. I'm going to do just a couple last questions. All right. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Jessica. Thank you. Okay, Gavin. Asking for a friend. They have just filed a new claim, and when they logged into their portal, the claim balance reads 0. Will this ever update? So I will be able... Asking for a friend, and then you say I, so I can backdate. Okay, so if it says 0, what did it say on your award letter? Because sometimes the claims don't populate on UI Online very quickly, and sometimes you may have been awarded a claim balance, but it hasn't populated on UI Online yet. But if your award letter says 0, then that means that you're awarded nothing, that you don't qualify. But if you were awarded a monetary amount, then allow it up to 2 weeks for it to populate in UI Online. Okay. Hi, Henry. I'll get your question. I'm almost done, but I'll grab yours. Hi, Henry. I hope you're well. What's the status on AOC's unemployment bill? There's no status change. It was introduced into the House. It has not moved forward. There is no momentum on it. There is no movement forward with it. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Okay, you're very welcome. Okay, I'm looking for one last question up here, and then I'm going to be all done for the night, and then I'm going to go finish putting together a very boring video for you. Okay, dead faces. My claim ended last April, but I got mail saying 9/28. They filed a new claim, but on the 27th, they said claim invalid. I'm confused because I just certified from May until June. Okay, so if you filed a new claim, they awarded you a new claim, and then they sent you an invalid claim notice. That means that the claim that they awarded you cannot actually be collected. You cannot collect that new claim. It is invalid. This is usually because you filed, hand gesture should be over here, you filed a new claim after an old claim. Old claim expired. You filed a new claim. There is a restriction that if you're filing a subsequent claim, that in your prior benefit year, that you must have earned $1,300 or more in your highest earning quarter of your old benefit year. Now, when they awarded you a claim, they would have looked back 18 months, and they probably awarded you a claim based on those 18 months worth of wages. They awarded it to you, but now, because you have a subsequent claim following that first claim, the requirement to qualify changes. They only look at what you earned in your last benefit year. The EDD has failed on this one. They have failed to clearly state this requirement anywhere. It's hard to find. And they also failed at communicating it because they post on Twitter 18 months. They post everywhere 18 months. They don't list this requirement. And they also failed on the process of notifying you of this. They award the claim and then they take it away. So it's confusing and it's unfortunate. But yes, if you receive an invalid claim notice, then you will not be able to collect on that claim. And I'm sorry to tell you that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to do one last question and then I will be all done. Let's see. Where is it? Did that one. I did that one. Okay, if you got a letter in the mail and it said your EDD will be updated by EDD, don't hit the reopen button. Finally certified after 5 weeks, it automatically updated. Okay, so I got confirmation from the EDD that if you're waiting DNCP for your deferred claim to be applied, that yes, you do hit reopen claim, but they still had those same old glitches with the reopen claim button in there, where if you click it, then it gets you stuck in that loop. So the EDD informed me to click it, which is what they wanted you to do, but then their glitchy system still screwed up the process. So if you're stuck in a reopen claim loop, call into customer service because that is not going to fix itself. But for you, you did not click it and it automatically updated for you. So that's good. Okay, you guys, if I was able to get a lot more questions tonight than normal because it's a smaller volume of people, but as always, I can never get all the questions. There's too many of them. So the fastest way to get a question answered by me is in my most recent video. As soon as it goes live, not the day after, but as soon as it's posted, leave your EDD questions or whatever questions you have in the comments. Even if it is a different type of video, leave it there. And I always stick around as soon as I post a video for the first 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, to answer questions. All right, you guys, I will see you next time.